All right. As I stated, today we're going to cover, it is 2.7 in your book, okay? But you're really not going to need your book for this. You might use it to refer back to some examples or something, but everything we do today is going to be done in your order of operation packet, okay? This packet is available. I've already put it on. I think I've put it on RenWeb, so you can go there under resources and get it there. It's on our class website. It's already on there. And so if you happen to lose it, hope you don't, but if you happen to lose it, you'll be able to, your parents can go into RenWeb, get the resource button for our math class, and it will be there. They can get the little version of it right here, that little version right there. Okay? They can also, if they've already got the link down where they can go to our SkyDrive, it'll be on there in the notes. You can go right here to this notes, and obviously you could print it off here, or you could click on that with your mouse, and we click on this right here with your mouse, and that will bring it up where your parents could print it off. Okay? So several different places. It is due tomorrow, but we'll be doing a lot of it today in class as part of our time together. Okay? So the first thing we need to know is when we do order of operation, there are certain rules. Okay? Now, a lot of people do this, and I don't like this. The first thing you're going to do is this. Go down here to the and exit out and put the word or. Okay? Multiplication or division from left to right. We're going to do the same thing on add and subtract. We're going to mark out the and put or. A lot of people, when they see the word and, think that I need to do multiplication and then division. That is not the case. It's whatever sign you run into first. When you're right here on this step, it's multiplication or division. Okay? And then your last step is addition or subtraction. And I'll show you some of that here in a second. Okay? First thing we need to look at is the word PEMDAS. Okay, PEMDAS. PEMDAS means, the little rhyme, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, that's how you can remember it. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse. How many of you learned that in 5th grade? Okay, good. It's not the first time you've heard it. If it is the first time, that's the rhyme that is an acronym for parentheses, okay, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, once again, or division, and then you have addition or subtraction. Okay? I even put it down there because I want you to understand that it's either or. It's not one or the other. Okay? So, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's PEMDAS. Okay? We do parentheses. Okay? We do parentheses. Then we do exponents. Now, understand that exponents can be powers or square roots. You won't have square roots this year in your order of operation. Okay? You'll have a few exponents, powers. Okay? But for our purposes this year, the square roots won't really be there. Okay? Will next year. Okay? But not this year. Not in order of operation. We will do square roots this year, but it won't be in problems that you've got to do order of operation in. Okay? It'll just be, do the square root of 81, do the square root and stuff like that. Okay? So, that is your rules for order of operation. Okay? Let's move to the back page of that. Everybody turn the page, and we're moving to this page. Okay? This page here is getting us into what's our first step. Okay? That's all this is. This page is going to check to see if we know what our first step should be. Now, up at the top in the box, they've obviously given you PEMDAS again. says remember. Step 1, whoa, wow, don't know how that happened. Didn't even touch it. Okay. Step 1. Okay, step 1 says parentheses. Step 2 says exponents. Step 3 says multiply or divide. I like how they put it. Okay. And then step 4 is add or subtract. So, what we're going to do is, everybody look at number 1. Problem number 1 in this problem says 12. Let me blow it up here. 12, because I need to know, 12 division sign 3 plus parentheses 6 times 2 times 9 plus 16. Okay? They want to know, in that problem, which are you going to do first? A, 3 plus 6. B, 9 plus 16. C, 12 divided by 3. Or D, 6 times 2. Somebody raise your hand and tell me, what should we do first here? Tristan. Okay, which letter? Which letter? A, B, C, or D? D. We should do D first. So we're going to go over here in the answer blank for number 1, and we're going to put the letter D. Okay? Not real hard. All right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 says 10 divided by 2 times 13 minus 6 plus 4. Okay? So are we going to do A, 6 plus 4, B, 13 minus 6 parentheses, C, 2 times 13, or D, 10 divided by 2? Joshua? B, 13 minus 6. Because we do parentheses first. Okay? Now, we're going to skip down to number 6. Okay? You're still responsible to do the other ones. Okay? So you're responsible to do 3 and 4. We're just not going to do it in class. Okay? So that's part of your work you'll have to do tonight. Look at number 6. Raise your hand and tell me, which one should I do in number 6? Which one first? We'll give everybody a little chance here. Christina, which one should I do? Which one? C is in cat. Okay, C is correct. Okay, C is correct. So I'm going to come over here to number 6 and put C in the answer blank. Okay, now let's go back to number 6. The reason we do this one first, the reason that we would do the 40 divided by 8 first and not the 18 minus 9. The reason we do it first is because you always move from left to right. And as you're moving from left to right, you do parentheses, okay? So as I moved from left to right, the first parentheses that I came across was the 40 divided by 8. That's why we do it first, okay? I don't like that in the choices they didn't give you 18 minus 9 in the choices. Okay? I'd preferred them to give you 18 minus 9 in the choice, and then you would have to decide, do I do this one first or do this one first? Okay? Now, let's go down to the ones without parentheses. Let's look at number 7. Number 7 says 18 minus 9 plus 9 times 5 plus 40 divided by 5. A lot of stuff in there. Okay? So, it does not have parentheses or exponents. So, what is my first step in that problem? A, B, C, or D? Okay? Emma, what do you think? Which one? B. We do B. So it's going to be 9 times 5 is what we would do first. Okay? So come over here to number, what was that number? 7? 7, and put the letter B. Okay, Owen. No, I'm just circling it so you know. All you have to do is write the letter in the answer column. Okay? If you want to circle them, that's fine. Let's look at number 8. Number 8, 14 divided by 2 plus 24 minus 8 divided by 2. Okay? So what am I going to do first? A, B, C, or D? Jesse? Which one? C. C says 14 divided by 2. That is correct. C. Okay? So come over here to number 8. Put C in there. Okay? Now, I want you to do 9 and 10 on your own. Right now, do 9 and 10 on your own. Okay? Hopefully you're doing it in pencil. That way if you make a mistake, we can correct the mistake. Look at number 9. 16 plus 7 times 63 divided by 7 minus 5. And pick the correct letter of what we do first. Okay? And then look at number 10 and do the same thing. Okay? Don't raise your hand until you have both answers. All right, Zach. On number 9, what's the correct letter? C, as in cat. Okay? All right, let's see here. Brandon.
D.
On number 10, what is it? D, that is correct. Okay? So on number 9, we put in C in the blank. Had a lot of C's. And number 10, we put what? B? D, thank you, as in dog. As in dog. Okay? All right, now that we've understand our first step, now we're going to actually go down to some actual problems and do the first step. Okay, so now we are on number 1 on our order of operation worksheet. Okay? Number 1 says, parentheses, 6 times 7 divided by 7. Is that right? Okay. So, what do we do first? Joshua. We do the parentheses, which means we do 6 times 7. So we're going to do the parentheses first, which is 6 times 7. And what is 6 times 7, Jesse? 42. I'm going to rewrite the problem. 42 divided by 7. Okay? So now it's simple. I only got one thing left to do. 42 divided by 7, which is 6. So my answer is 6, and I circle it. Okay? Let's look at number 3. Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says 3 divided by 3 in parentheses times 1 plus 2 in parentheses plus 1. Okay, so what's the first step? Celine. 3 divided by 3. That is my first step. And what is 3 divided by 3? 1. So now I'm going to rewrite it. 1 times parentheses 1 plus 2 close parentheses plus 1. Okay? So what is my next step? Kennedy. 1 plus 2 is. And what is 1 plus 2? Kennedy. 3. Good. So that's 3. So now I have 1 times 3 plus 1. And I'm running out of room because my pen writes bigger than I need it to write. Plus my view is probably, yeah, that's why. Because my view is 196. So if I shrink it down, that's still not going to help me. Yeah, it's still not going to help to make it bigger either. Okay, so my next step is what? Now I've gotten rid of all the parentheses, So what is my next step in 1 times 3 plus 1? Let's see here. No, I don't want the answer. I want my next step. Jalen, what's my next step? Okay, and what is 1 times 3? 3. So 1 times 3 is my next step, which is 3, and that gets me 3 plus 1. What is 3 plus 1? Noah? 4. So your answer to number 3 is 4. Okay? Now, I want you to do number 7 and 8. Do number 7 and number 8 on your own. Okay, do number 7 and number 8 on your own. Slowly. Don't rush through it. Raise your hand when you have the answers. Let's look at those two. Number 7 and number 8, right? Yeah, okay. So, what do I do first on number 7? Brandon.
You do 8 plus 3.
Right. We do the 8 plus 3 first, and 8 plus 3 is 11. So I have 11, so I have 2 times 11 minus 6. Okay? Now, what some of you are doing is I've seen, not on this specific problem, but on the number 8, you got to rewrite the problem. Okay? You can't just start jumping around and not rewrite the problem and always go back to the left. So as I go back to the left here, as I move from left to right, 2 times 11 minus 6. What do I do next? Kennedy.
2 times 2 is 11.
Right. We go 2 times 11, which is 22 minus 6. And then what is 22 minus 6? 16. And that would be your answer. Okay? Now, let's look at number 8. Number 8, we have to do inside the parentheses. Well, inside the parentheses, I have 3 things. Okay? So I have to do this first, but in there I have 3 things. Well, that's okay. I just do the first 2 first because they're all 3 multiplication. So I go 4 times 7, which is 28. Then I have 28 times 4, which is 112. Okay? Now I have 112 times 4 plus 7. Okay? Now I've gotten rid of the parentheses. 112 times 4 is what? A bunch of you got it. 448. Plus 7. Correct. That's equal to 455. Okay? All right, let's move down. Let's look at number 10. Well, actually, let's look at number 9. Number 9 gives us the parentheses, so I have to do the parentheses first. Okay? And so what do I have to do inside that parentheses first? Kennedy? Yes, we have to go 8 divided by 2 first, which equals what? 4. So then I have 4 minus 1 in parentheses. What is 4 minus 1? 3. So now I have 3 divided by my parentheses, which we made 3, okay, times 1. That's what I have left. So as I move from left to right, this is where the multiplication or division comes into play. Okay? So what? 3 divided by 3 times 1, what do I do first? Zach? Okay, 3 divided by 3, which is 1, times 1, which is 1. Okay? So, in number 10, what am I going to do first in number 10? Owen?
1 times 9.
1 times 9. So we're going to do the 1 times 9 first, which is 9 times, now I have another parentheses. So in my second parentheses, 8 times 8 plus 6, what am I going to do first? Tristan? Okay, we're going to multiply 8 times 8, which is 64 plus 6. I still have my parentheses. So what is 64 plus 6? 70. So I'm going to take 70. Now my parentheses is gone, and I'm going to say 9 times 70. No, not wow. 9 times 7 is what? No, 9 times 7 is what? 63. Just add the 0. So 630. Okay? Now, in problem number 11, what are we going to do first? We have a whole parentheses. So what are we going to do first there? Okay, what am I going to do first? 6 times 8. So I got to do that first in the parentheses. Okay? I got to do that first in the parentheses. And what is 6 times 8? 48 times 8 minus 6 minus 9. Okay, so what do I do next? Do what? Times 8. So I got to go 48 times 8. Okay, well, what is 48 times 8? 384? No. No. We know that, listen, we know that 10 times 10 times 48 is 480. Okay, well, if I come back, then what do I get? What? Okay, hang on. Don't start yelling things out. It's got to end in a 4. Because 4 times 8 is 64. Or, excuse me, 8 times 8 is 64. So it's got to end in a 4. Okay, so what is it? 274? No. Emma? 384. Yes. 384. 384 minus 6 minus 9. Okay? So 384 minus 6 would be what? 378 minus 9. 369. Okay? So that was a little harder, obviously, because it dealt with some bigger numbers. All right, now, let's move down. Okay, we've done quite a few of those problems. Okay, let's move down to the next page. Okay, this one's a little easier in the sense of it doesn't have parentheses, but it does have exponents. Okay, so let's look at number 21. Number 21 says 3 plus 8 squared plus 4. What do I have to do first? There's no parentheses, but there is exponents. Okay? So what do I do first in this problem? Joshua? Eight to the second power. Okay? Well, let's remember that 8 to the second power means 8 times 8. So what is 8 times 8? 64. So that's 3 plus 64 plus 4. Okay? So, 3 plus 64 plus 4. What is that? 71. That is correct. 71. Okay? Now, let's look at 22. 22, what do I do first? Exponent, which means, what is 2 to the second power? 2 times 2, which is 4. So that's 4 times 4 plus 7 plus 1. Okay, so what do I do next? What? Okay, multiply 4 times 4. So I do 4 times 4 next, which is 16, plus 7, plus 1. 24. Okay? So let's look at number 23. 23 says 8 minus 4 plus 4 squared minus 6 times 3. What do I do first? Joshua. 4 to the second power, which is 16. So I do this first, and that is 16. So I rewrite it. 8 minus 4 plus 16 minus 6 times 3. So now what do I do next? Jalen. Whoa.
No.
16 minus 8. No, what's next? When there's no more exponents, what's our next step? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What's the next step, Kennedy? 6 times 3. That is correct. We do multiplication next, so 6 times 3 has to be my next step. 6 times 3 is 18. So now I have 8 minus 4 plus 16 minus 18. Now, what's the next step? Move back to the left. Is there any more multiplication? No. There's no more multiplication, so I move all the way to the left, and I have to do 8 minus 4. 8 minus 4 is what? 4. So now I have 4 plus 16 minus 18. So the next step is 4 plus 16, which is 20, minus 18, which is 2. Okay? So that's a little harder one. Okay? Yes, Brandon?
How do you get on the exponents 4 and 2, 16?
4 to the second is 4 times 4. What is 4 times 4? Not 4 times 2. Remember, exponents are not a new way to write 4 times 2. That's 4 times 4, which is a 16. Okay? Good question. Let's look at 24. 24 says 6 squared times 5 squared divided by 6 plus 4 minus 8. Okay? So, what do I do first? Celine. Right. 6 times to the second power, so that is 6 times 6, which is 36. So now I have 36 times 5 to the second divided by 6 plus 4 minus 8. So what's next? Yeah, 5 to the second. 5 to the second is next. What is 5 to the second? 5 to the second means 5 times 5, which is 25. So now I have 36 times 25 divided by 6 plus 4 minus 8. Okay? That was a little bit more difficult. What do we do next? Noah?
Oh, wait, times 36 times 25.
Yes, we do 36. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Marked it out. We do 36 times 25. A little bit harder. Okay? So let's do 36 times 25. I'm going to move down here and get me a little bit more room. That's what you're doing. 36 times 25. And what is it? 900. Good. Okay. So now, I got to go back up here where I don't have a lot of room. 900 divided by 6 plus 4 minus 8. So I'm going to take this and move it down for me. So it gives me 900 divided by 6. Was it plus 4? Plus 4 minus 8. So that's the problem. I had to move it down because my pen won't write that small. So what do I do next in that problem? Jalen? Yes, 900 divided by 6. Okay? 900 divided by 6 is 150. Plus 4 minus 8. 154 plus 154 minus 8, which is 146. So, back up here, 146. Okay? You probably didn't have enough room to do it underneath that problem, so you move out to the side. That's fine. Okay? Now, I don't know why it does that. All right, now, here's what you're going to do for your homework. We're going to carry this out to another day. Okay, we're going to expand it out because I don't want to give you just a ton of homework tonight because I know there's a bunch of stuff going on. So here's what you're going to do today. Okay, let's see. Let me see how many of these we did. I really shrunk it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So I want you to listen. I want you to do this. Okay, do this section here, the 1 through 10, and I want you to do 1 through 18 here. Okay, I want you to do 1 through 10 of the first page, and I want you to do 1 through 18 on this page. And then we'll finish up tomorrow in class. We'll finish up the second page and the rest of this page. Okay? So do the 1 through 18. All right? On the first page, do 1 through 18. No. Do 1 through 10, and then 1 through 18. So right here. No. The multiple choice one, do all of them, 1 through 10. And then on the second page, where it starts 1 through 35, do 1 through 18. Okay? Because on the last page back here, it goes 1 through 35, but we're only going to do 1 through 18. Okay? All right, and we'll finish the rest of it up in class tomorrow.